Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're one of my continued followers, please share this commentary with people that you think will find it informative. I try to have a common sense, PhD-based analysis on socioeconomic and cultural issues that are taking place in America and throughout our world, and with a slight legal slant. And in this particular video, I want to go back to Dr. Claudine Gay, who was the president of Harvard University, who just recently resigned. And it was all because of the congressional hearing that they had a few months ago. They went in front of the congressional hearing about anti-Semitic rhetoric on college campuses, and specifically UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, Harvard, and MIT. And those three presidents gave kind of a middle-of-the-road answer about anti-Semitic rhetoric and how the verbiage versus someone acting upon that verbiage was a little bit different, and just someone speaking their mind about anti-Semitism. It sounded like those presidents didn't necessarily think that was a violation of university policy. Therefore, Congresswoman out of New York, Stefanik lambasted them to death. She was a Harvard undergrad graduate, and she really went in on Liz McGill, the president of University of Pennsylvania, and Claudine Gay extremely bad. I think that they got terrible legal counsel. You can tell that the statement that they made was a legal, down the middle of the road statement where it was not a yay or a nay. It was one of those middle of the road answers that didn't really fill your cup up with what the Congresswoman was looking for. So it was kind of one of those anti-Semitism is not welcomed on the university, but it sounded like the students could have or protesters could have an anti-Semitic rhetoric as long as they didn't turn that into some kind of physical action or altercation. And Congresswoman Stefanik had a major problem with it. That went all across the media, and it made all three university presidents look very bad. Therefore, Liz McGill, who is an attorney, she resigned immediately. As you should know, a lot of these Northeastern universities and Ivy League institutions have a heavy Jewish student body and alumni association. There have been quite a few Jewish folks that have gone to Brandeis, Amherst, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, MIT, Smith, Columbia, Cornell, Princeton, Brown. So there is a nice influx of Jewish descent individuals at these institutions. So Jewish concerns are at the forefront of these students and alumni that have gone there. So this is a major issue, and the three presidents didn't handle it well. Well, in the last week or so, right after the new year, Dr. Claudine Gay resigned after pressure. She's the second one. And then they started going in on, not only did they have a problem with her answer at the congressional hearing, where I think they got poor legal advice. The law firm should be immediately fired that represented the three presidents, because that answer was not good enough. But they started saying that Dr. Gay plagiarized her dissertation from 25 years ago. And of course, Claudine Gay went to Stanford undergrad, and she has a PhD in political science from Harvard. So she's a Harvard alumni, has a PhD, very bright woman. And they said she was making about $938,000 a year as the president. First black female, only lasted 6 months, shortest tenure of Harvard president. She was the 30th president at Harvard. And so she didn't last too long. And then they started saying she plagiarized some of her old papers in her dissertation. And what happens then is that it starts to come around like if there's a racial slant to her resignation. And now you have billionaire Bill Ackman, who's an Harvard alum, undergrad and undergrad degree, and then he has an MBA from Harvard. He is a billionaire who wants the Harvard board to be fired because they hired Dr. Claudine Gay. So he's a hedge fund manager and CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management. Ackman has a net worth of $4 billion, 57 years old. He is of Jewish descent, and he's a Democrat. And now he wants not only that Dr. Claudine Gay has been dismissed, but he wants the entire board gone. And this seems like a little bit of overkill. And does her race play any kind of measure in this? If you notice, attorney Liz McGill, who was the president of UP and resigned, kept her academic position, just like Dr. Claudine Gay is going to still be a professor there in the social science department at Harvard. Once Liz McGill resigned, that was basically it. But it seems like they're putting an extra stake in Claudine Gay's heart. And some people are wondering, is there a racial overtone? And, as of now, in the last year or two, affirmative action just got abolished by the Supreme Court, but has been replaced with this new DEI thing, this diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so many, especially white males, feel that DEI is another form of reverse discrimination against white folks, giving these particular positions to minorities, people of color, and even white women. And so DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, has replaced the affirmative action title. And people are thinking that Dr. Gay was a recipient of DEI, and that's why she was there. And maybe they didn't think that she fit the mold or fit all of the qualifications to be the president of Harvard University. I think she did, and I think they're trying to castigate her education, her professionalism, with this whole plagiarism thing. Once you get in the chasm of character assassination, what you'll find in today's time is that people will find anything and everything just to make you look bad. And now in social media, you make one negative comment about someone, whether it's truthful or not, it stays forever. And so this plagiarism thing is going to follow her forever, whether it's true or not true. They're not accusing these other two of plagiarism, so it's amazing that they are doing this with her. And the last caveat in the hypocrisy of all of this, while billionaire Bill Ackman wants the Harvard board removed, not only did they have put pressure on Claudine Gay to resign, now he wants the entire board gone. And he's one individual. I'm sure he's donated a lot of money. But here's the caveat in the hypocrisy. He was married, divorced. Now he's remarried, and he's married to a woman named Neri Ackman, who has a lab. And guess who donated $125,000 to his second wife's lab? This is Bill Ackman's second wife, Neri Ackman, Jeffrey Epstein. So while billionaire Bill Ackman is going all in on Harvard and wanting Claudine Gay removed, wanting the entire board removed, he has some messiness in his personal life that's in relationship to Jeffrey Epstein and all of the sexual misconduct and harassment and exploitation that he was involved in. Bill Ackman and his wife, Neri Ackman, have an association with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein donated $125,000 to her lab several years ago, and he does not want that out. So we have to look, manifest our truth in the right direction, not live a hypocritical lifestyle. I think that what they did to Dr. Gay and Liz McGill probably was not the right thing to do. I don't think their statements, even if it wasn't the best statement in the world on anti-Semitism, they were following their legal counsel. Um, I don't think they should have necessarily been fired. In today's time, we are quick to get rid of somebody without thinking and building this bridge on emotions. And character assassination today is more important than sending somebody to jail. Character assassinating somebody stays with you forever. And we have reached an epitome in this country where we will say anything about anybody at any time, whether it's truthful or not. And then many of the people that are complaining have their own skeletons in their backyard. Bill Ackman, billionaire Bill Ackman, and his wife had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So should he be fired from being the CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management, his hedge fund? Where is his accountability morally and ethically? While we're lambasting Dr. Claudine Gay and Liz McGill and the president of MIT, some of these people need to do some self-reflection on their own. Many times people have a tendency to project their own insecurities on the other folks. So thank you for listening. Take a look at billionaire Bill Ackman, Wikipedia him. He wants the entire Harvard board gone. Claudine Gay has resigned. Dr. Gay has resigned. First black president, shortest tenure, 6 months. In and out of there. She was the 30th president, and that did not end well. It started off well. That is a very prestigious position to be the president of Harvard. It's an elitist. It puts you in a different chasm, in a different category, class-wise, socially, and they just took that all away from her. Has she made some mistakes? I'm sure she has. She's human. No president of a university is perfect. And there you had 3 women that went in front of the congressional hearing that were presidents of these major elite institutions, and I think it looks like it was a wonderful thing to see. I have 2 daughters, and I think it represents women in a great light, but they tore them down quickly. So take a look at it, manifest your truth. This has been a Trevor Donald Experience. I'll see you next time.